So let's look at this thing over here. We're trying to figure out the mass of B. And to figure out that, we need a summation of, we'll just make a new coordinate system. This is going to be locally over here. Why locally over here? Because this frictionless pulley makes this like translate immediately. So this is T2, T1, T1 equal T2. This is called a frictionless pulley, and because of that, we can transform anything. Um, Transfer the force immediately to this way. Without we can make another local over here. And this local, we can say T2 equals mg over here, and that mg is mbg because it's been B. So that means that this over here equals 0. And what's the summation of all the forces over here, right? First of all, we have to look over here, which is this over here. This over here has a few forces, and we have to carefully figure it out because the friction force, the friction force is the last thing we put in because the reactive force. So first thing we do is look at this end over here, and notice that this is the angle we'll get, this angle over here. So that would mean that is mg sine theta. So that's ma sine theta is going this way, so it's going the negative direction, right? And we have T1, which is mbg, right? Mbg is T1 force because it's T1. So in reality, if you want to be more proper, you can write it as T1 minus mg sine mag sine theta first, and then you can also add the friction. This is going to be a plus or minus the friction for now because we don't really know how the friction force is going to work because we don't know how big the normal force is. But in my opinion, because you can't create forces, it's going to be a negative. Um, what that means is that this is always going to go downwards first. It's going to always force that way, so it has to be a minus. Therefore, we figured it out, and this must equal 0. So minus friction over here. mbg minus mag, right? Sine theta minus mu s, the normal force. What is a normal force? N. Over here, we can figure out n by looking at this thing. This must be 0. So, oh, wait, this is supposed to be a summation of x, sorry. Summation of y next, normal force over here, equals, must be mg, and this thing is a cosine, right? If I look over here, that's a cosine. Cosine of theta. Over here, that must be true, and this must equal to 0, which we start by saying n is positive minus mg cosine theta equals 0. I just rearranged it really fast. I shouldn't have done that for you guys because you're new to this. No, actually, you have 4 years of college experience. You should know this stuff. Sorry, I mean, I'm just expecting you guys to not know it, when you should definitely know it. So we put this back in here, and then we find that if you put that back in there, the whole equation becomes simpler. So we don't need to do any of this anymore. We know what it is, and I can memorize that. There's no reason for me to keep that in there. And honestly, if I were doing it without explaining, I probably can just skip to over here really fast. I mean, there's no reason for me to willy doggle over here. So it's m a cosine theta. Zoo, whoo. I think I forgot something. Mg, sorry. So with that said, G is a multiplication of everything. So we can actually, this is equal to 0, this is equal to 0, equal to 0. So guess what? Let's just delete the mg because mg is everywhere. I don't think that's necessary. That isn't necessary. It should be able to get rid of. And that means mb over here equals to ma sine theta. And we can parenthesize that minus mu s cosine theta parentheses equals 0. So ma we know is 100. So mb must equal 100. And then what is sine theta is the question now. Theta. Okay, so we know this is a 3, 4, 5 triangle. So this angle, you can either get an arctan of 3 over 4, which I should calculate, which was 37, okay, degrees. You can do that. And then let me just do what we get if I were to multiply it in there. Parentheses sine 37, parentheses minus 0.2, cosine 37, parentheses enter. I, that doesn't sound right. Did I mess up somewhere? Probably did. 100. No, I think I got the right answer. I think for some reason arc 10 is not working. Let me think. Arc 10, 3 over 4, yeah. And this is 90. So I'm just trying to figure out where I'm wrong because it's clearly clear to me that the okay. Let me try a different way. 100 parentheses division. 3 over 5 plus 0.2 multiplied by divided by 4 over 5. Yeah, I guess 76, which is C. But I don't get it from the right way. Well, okay, I got 76. I thought it was right. Okay, I think I was just flipping here. I thought I made a mistake. No, it's right. The mistake I made was actually a plus over here, plus over here. Still got the right answer. Yeah. Make sure to figure out the pluses correctly. So that was C. Next over here, an induced force F is applied. All right, let's do this question where we do a normal force over here and there is a friction force this way. Um, this over here is a force. we do it over here, which is going to be theta this way because of the parallel rule, right? So that means f sine theta is this over here. And then because there's a weight over here, it's going to be, there's another force, don't forget about the weight. And it's going to be negative, so it's going to be plus f sine theta plus mg, right? It's going to be normal, mg down, down. No, I'm wrong. What am I doing? It really doesn't matter, but that's how you're supposed to do it. This equals 0, so the normal force is found. The normal force is equal to F sine theta minus mg. Oh, wait, I'm doing this wrong. No, I'm right. And n equals F sine. So sine is over here. So that's like four. That's like a 3, 5 triangle. 3, 5 minus mg. We can erase the rest. We can sum over the x direction, which will give you friction, which equals mu n. So let me just delete all the rest and just write mu n because mu n is easier. Mu n is negative. And then positive is the force cosine theta equals 0. Do I want to flip the sign? Yeah, probably. So instead of doing it this way, I can just write mu n equal minus 4 divided by 5. And then I can do mu equal 1 divided by n, negative 4 divided by 5. Now, okay, so it is 1 divided by f2, and also this negative is just arbitrary because it depends on how you frame the entire question because of how it's worded. So it's f3 divided by 5 minus mg, right? And there's f divided by 5. So if 5 goes in here is 5, so it's 3 divided by 5 over here. Am I missing something? Oh, I think it's supposed to be a plus also. Because I remember me moving it to one side. I need to stop making a mistake of moving it to the other side. Because I remember this is going this way, this is going this way, so it must be the same direction, so it must be a plus over here. So that is basically A. I need to stop making silly mistakes.